Gukesh became the world champion at the age of 18. He became the 18th world chess champion. Now his true mettle is being tested in 2026. Remember, in the history of the World Chess Championships, many people have not been able to defend their title. That is why the likes of Garry Kasparov, Magnus Carlsen, Viswanathan Anand all deserve a special place in history because they are one of the few. It's a 50-50 rate. So 9 out of the 18 have not been able to defend. 8 out of the 17 have been able to defend. Will Gukesh join that list? That is the one thing that we have to look at. But Magnus Carlsen has made it blunt. In an interview with El Mundo, Magnus Carlsen mentioned about the expectations that were placed on Gukesh. And what will his legacy be? Because remember, Magnus mentioned about Gukesh in a way that, okay, expectations placed on him were unrealistic. In part, he brought it on himself by playing in such strong tournaments. He's talking about 2024, where he delivered a brilliant performance in the candidates, where he delivered a brilliant performance for India to win the Olympiad gold. Then he became the world champion in 2024. But everybody is of the opinion in the Western world that Gukesh is only the champion because Magnus Carlsen withdrew from the championship circuit. Now all efforts have been made to get Carlsen back in the championship circuit. That is why the total World Chess Championship has been proposed, and it's going to happen from February onwards. On the other hand, he mentions, let's remember that he's still young. Nothing suggested he would be so consistently good. I think he's reached a period of stability and is learning. One must understand that in 2024, Gukesh was still an unknown commodity. He rose through the ranks and then he delivered a brilliant performance in the World Chess Championship by beating Ding. But there also, it was unstable. Results could have gone any way. So that is why this is a huge issue. With his World Championship win, he's now got a target on his back and many people are aiming for it. And they are striking the bullseye at this point in time. But on the other hand, Magnus mentions, in certain aspects he's becoming stronger, but it's not easy to demonstrate that in every game. Defending his title in every tournament isn't easy, but he'll do well. As I mentioned, it's a very even 50-50 split. 9 out of the 17 have never been able to defend their World Championship crown. 8 have been able to do it. Will Gukesh become that 9th? That is the one thing we'll find out in 2026, but it already looks very difficult. Carlsen, though, mentions Gukesh could become one of the best of all time, but more likely, he'll end up being an elite player who had the best run of his life and became a champion. And this is where I agree with Magnus Carlsen. He can only prove Carlsen wrong, Gukesh, if he wins the World Championship in 2026. That will cement his legacy. Because remember, before Carlsen, the last individual who did this was Viswanathan Anand. 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012, he managed to do it 4 times. On the other hand, Carlsen, 2013, 2015, 2016, 2018, then he withdrew from the championship cycle in 2022, where Ding became the champion. So that is why when you look at the legacy, we all know where Magnus Carlsen is speaking from. He has a legacy. That's why you have to take his words very seriously. Gukesh can only prove him wrong if he wins the World Championship in 2026. So, can he do it? Or will Magnus Carlsen's words come true? You can write to us in the comments below. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.